everyone, my name is Cammie Devine, and you are tuned in to the Conversation Room with Penn's Lens House. My name is Cammie Devine. I am a single mom. I am also an actress, writer, cooker, mixologist, illustrator, public speaker, host. Can't really put me in a box, respectfully. I do a lot, but I work a lot. I'm tuned in, locked and loaded until the task is done. And while doing so, I've accomplished a lot, and I'm very grateful for that. What made me want to become a writer was I needed to see more situations and things that I was going through. I guess as a child, I grew up in a single mother household, so it's a lot of lessons that my mom really couldn't provide me doing other things. So I wanted to put something out there in the universe, awareness books, so that kids who are limited, can just go to any library and, get our books, but just so that they can have more self-awareness when it comes to life lessons, goals, you know. Sometimes life, it can be tough on us. So anything that can help. I've written like 10, published one, and working on my second book, Power of Words. Kalia's Lesson, Stranger Danger. It's a metaphysical and quantum mechanical series that literally teach kids and adults mind, body, and soul. So it's not only just an awareness tactic that you get, but you're also learning that the mechanics of the body, mind, body, and soul, all operate differently. So because it's so complex, it has taken a while. But I am really grateful to let you guys know that I've already illustrated and published one book. We just got one on Audible, and the Power of Words should be coming pretty soon, by the end of this year. Ooh, it has to be the Power of Words. Through this story, I had to kind of redo the manuscript a few times, only because I've learned a lot of valuable life lessons while writing the book. And that's an awareness to me, and it's also, as a parent, kind of sharpened my techniques at home as well when it comes to my thinking and my approach to communication and the type of verbiage that I use within my own household, all the way down to how I think and how I perceive life, which is the quantum mechanics of it all. It's very complex, but it does let us know that us as beings, we are just so beautiful yet complicated, but we are magnets. So we have to be very aware of how we think. And there is power with words. So once we get this lesson out, it will, I know, help a lot of young souls and even old ones. But just anybody who just kind of think like me, very unique, but just understanding that we are a magnet and we are what we attract, starting by our thoughts. Some of my goals is completing my chakra series. Also doing a world book tour. So I've already kind of got some of my goals down by the book being at Barnes and Nobles. I can literally go to each city per city, and that's how to get out of my situation of single parent, not vacationing. But that's the kind of way that I kind of like to explore, doing a book signing while making money. But that's one of my big goals, is to kind of do it worldwide. So we have gotten some books overseas, in Europe, in Kobu, and even too in some Japan bookstores. So I am truly excited where this next chapter for me and my children are going. And it's gonna be complicated, it's little minor distractions, but because you got that desire, that seed, all we have to do as beings is literally just feel that mustard seed, that faith. And once that faith, it builds up, we can feel it. It's an energy. And once you feel that energy, it's gonna be like that. I'm telling you, that's how it works. That faith of the mustard seed. Didn't Jesus say that? Okay, come on. My future readers, I want them to be able to think for themselves, but to understanding their own energy and not being led. And that's what Stranger Danger, my first book, talks about luring tactics and what strangers and kidnappers do to get them out of their environment or out of their comfort zone. So if we can teach each of our little kids in the inner city communities how they feel, what's good and bad, you know, they can probably make the better situation for them and their environment to kind of clean up the community. But it takes a group effort. So what made me become or decided to become an actress? I started acting at the age of 5. I started off with this it's like a nonprofit TV show in Dallas called Rapping with the Fairy. And that's when I first got my niche into acting. It was pretty cool. Again, self-awareness, humanitarian programs, just to kind of keep the kids in there in the street. And I was one of those motivational kids. And then from there, I just became a performer. Performing arts, ballet was my first love for performing arts. And being a competitor dancer and really kind of moving out here, I got the chance to be a Screen Actors Guild union, a part of that union. But I've always loved to perform. It's just one of my passions and love. I express better, I think, you know. But it's just my passion. It's just who I am. 3 actors that I look up to: Angelina Jolie, Bette Midler, my favorite show, Beaches, Martin Lawrence. He's a comedian. I'm a comedian as well. But how he influenced me growing up was that TV show Martin Lawrence, or just Martin. Oh my God, all of the characters. And it just kind of put me in a space like, wow, look how creative we can be and still tell and thrive a story, you know, and connect our stories to our people with our own experiences. I kind of pull a little bit of Martin's situation for my own children's books, you know. I have thought about being in the director's side of things. I guess I first had my first experience with Stranger Danger, filming that reel. It's a book reel. And that's the first time I actually got to sit in a director's chair and kind of give my ideas, and just to kind of see them being executed. I kind of like it, you know, but I'm such a performer too. So it's like, I don't know what to do. I'm torn in between the two. But I do love the directing side of things, only because I know I have a set vision. I am a visionary. But just to kind of put it from manuscript to screen, that is something so surreal, so surreal. Just the thought of completing a thought, to see it and to share it with others, man, more goals, more goals. Okay, so if I am acting on a script, for example, I recently got a role, very small role, but it was for just a friend. But how I become that friend is I literally envision myself as open and vulnerable as I can, and I am vulnerable to the roles, to the lines. And when I am, the energy impacts behind it and the performance comes out. You literally have to be mind, body, and soul when it comes to you and the director. You have to be familiar with the lines. Once you get familiar with the lines, it's almost like driving, you know? And then you build that momentum and then that natural art of creativity between the writer, the words, and the actor. It manifests. And you just pray, I guess after you rehearse and do your sides for the acting directors, you just pray that you did a good job. But when you really connect to that particular writer, man, that performance can be spectacular. I'm from Texas. It's about that beef, baby. The aquarium, me and my girls love to go there. Even though they're all in cages, sorry, this is my mind. I guess it's not as offensive when they're in the water because that's their natural habitat. Even though I feel like it's all wrong, but it's great to us to learn from it. But I mean, freedom, you know. Sand, by far. I just don't think I'll do good in anybody's snow. I'm not good with my bottom lip shake. It's not good for anyone. Can't talk. I love to talk. I'm a Leo. Sand, I'm a summer baby, so all about rubbing my toes in the sand. Not too hot. I'm a Leo. I love gold. Enough said. Tokyo. I have a daughter who is infatuated with the Asian culture, and for the past 5 years, we have been literally eating and trying all types of Asian dishes, including sashimi, octopus. I had to make that at home. And she just loved the culture, the music, and I would love to support her and to also learn different cultures and experiences with her on her journey as well. So definitely Tokyo. Second line. I love parades, but I just really got here, and the thought of being hit up by, in the head by a coconut, not too much. I love second line because I was your mega ball for about 7 years. It's like a mascot for the lottery. And how I got people to get the kid down and boogie with me was literally the second line. I love the second line. It always reminds me of like a matrimony or just New Orleans French culture. It's just so rich. So whenever anybody in the world hears about a second line, they know New Orleans, So I represent second line all day, every day because I love the culture. If I could turn into an animal, I guess I would be a lioness. Not too really off from me right now. I really take care of my cubs, my pride. I'm very quiet, but yet loud, very fierce. Like, you'll notice me in the room, even though I'm not the loudest, but I can be. And again, I protect my family. Family really means a lot to me, family and friendship. So, a lion by far. Telekinesis. I would choose telekinesis because why would I have to leave the house? I could just, it's done. Definitely telekinesis. Moving things with my mind. Chocolate. Rocky Road and chocolate. The mixed, yeah, definitely. There's a little culture in there. I'm all of it. Men are not able or unable, I'm not gonna say all men, certain or those men aren't able to take accountability. I believe from my experience it's because they are not in tune with their emotions yet. They run away, they're blocked, especially down to the root chakra. And when it does come up, they just maybe want to identify, maybe cheat, maybe, emotional cheat, spiritually cheat, physically cheat. Either or, it's a blockage there, and communication is still not had. And therefore, they deflect and project and maybe impregnate when all they have to do is just open up and just tell us how you feel. Take that accountability. But instead, we run away, not taking accountability. One of them. And then two, lying on yourself. It's already hard enough in this business, but I guess with the growing social media, people, I guess it's easy to pretend, but people really don't see the work that we do. And when they see something positive comes up for us, like an opportunity, it's easier for that person to not see all of the work that what we put into it, that faith of a mustard seed. They don't see that work. And they just come across of it, especially our people. It's a crab in a barrel mentality. They don't see all the hard work that we put into it when all they have to do is work, focus. But on social media, it's like a lie. And they don't really see all of the work that we put into it, the time, the energy, the sleepless night, when we're supposed to be at sleep, we're like thinking about what's the next thing or what can be better, That's all goes into that faith I was talking about. And I wish more people had that in their own lives. But until they can make that awareness more so about them, they're going to continue to taunt and have a crab in a barrel mentality. And that's the sucky part. If I were to win $10 million, I know I'll put half away in a trust and the other half on just me, my girls, and my investments, and just leaving it there. It's all about investing to me. It's not about, the money, the $5,000 bags or anything like that. It's about what am I going to leave my great-great-grandchildren with? How am I going to leave my name? So when people do meet me, they're like, oh, look. Oh, I'm very, very humble. I have good friends and good people around me, but when that money comes, when I didn't have any, you know what I mean? That's how I'm going to look at character. Point blank, period. Like people like you, Chris, who got me opportunities, that's different. People don't understand that, but it is what it is. That's what I will do with my 10 million. Invest it. Period. Teach myself financial literacy and also my children. Ooh. I guess now, being 40, neocentric. I'm learning how to be more so open and showing more skin, even though I'm covered up. I have been showing more skin besides this. And normally I've always hid myself and hide and put layers and layers and layers and layers on. But I guess the longer that I am alive, the longer that I've seen that I've overcame a lot and it's okay for me to express myself. I'm learning how to be neocentric, fashionista. I'm learning how to be natural, which sometimes it makes me uncomfortable when my whole life I was told to do and be something else. That's another reason why I like it out here. Because, even my sisters, my girls, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing but love, realness, and help you out, help you out with your fashion and your neo-soul centric. And that's what I feel like what New Orleans too is about, You can find any type of person here and you'll still be good. And everybody, hey baby. Did I say it right? Baby. I do listen. How do I receive negative criticism? Like anybody else, I absorb it. That's what we are. I listen to it. I see the constructive criticism, if any, behind it, and I change it. I recognize my flaws, and that is so important when it comes to communication and letting that ego down. If you need to be corrected, it's okay to be corrected. Everyone needs correction every once in a while. And no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, I'm gonna tell you something serious. Like my kids sometimes correct me, and I don't belittle them or let them feel bad because they giving me criticism. It's a blow, but everything's a learning experience. But at the end of the day, isn't that why we're here, having a human experience, the spirit, So without criticism, constructive criticism, there wouldn't be any self-awareness, especially to change, to color within the lines. What would I do if I find a penguin in my freezer? Well, I would check to see if it was alive. And if it was alive, I will call animal control and calmly let them know that there is a penguin in my freezer. What do I do? What do we do? How could this be? They wonder. I'll let them know. I don't know how this penguin got into my freezer, but I'll let them know that it's safe and I did not eat it or barbecue it. Us Texans like to barbecue, but I would let them know the penguin is unharmed, yet in my freezer. If I was to wake up as the female first Black president, what I would do is give all Black people reparations I don't care how long it will take. We will find out who all of our ancestors were. We will find every solution that we can to make sure that our ancestors, 40 acres and a mule, will be compensated some type of way. And then second, I will close our borders. Third, I would create new NATO situations and be out of other people's situation. I would not be funding Israel or Ukraine. I will yet put that money into my own people, citizens, including vets, especially the vets that are, homeless and suffer for a lot of mental illnesses, and also put more mental illness facilities free for everyone that suffers from any type of mental or erratic behavior. But that will be like in law. And everyone will have to have a license for a gun, especially the kids, period. Yes, I do go through performer anxiety. More so back so in Dallas. I've noticed that when I'm not more so prepared or really don't understand the role, and I'm just reciting lines, and sometimes that does happen, for an actor. When it's time for you to get the punchlines, and that was earlier on in my career, anxiety, stage fright, it happens, What I do like in the performing arts is that, with film versus on stage, is that with film you could cut and maybe redo the scene again, but that's something that's still looked upon, But what I do know is that when you have it inside of your spirit, those lines, your performance, that routine, that rhythm, then all stage fright goes away. All you have there is who you are, But when you have other things on top of that, more so than the line, the performance, the passion, other things covering it, anxiety will come into your temple. And you have to be mentally strong to persevere through it so that you can complete it, Stage fright happens to the best of the best. Some people take a shot of whiskey, before going on stage. Some people, they work out, More so, it's a human nature. It's a human ability. We all got to go through it. But it's just how you get through it. That's the thing. Just don't run away because you feel a little bit of anxiety. That's the whole thing I had to learn. The advice I can give to inspiring kids, if you know that you are a little bit different from your family, different from your friends, different from your community, protect it. You're gonna, by being different and by being so unique, you are going to have people that don't understand because back in their homes, they're not getting supported. They're not understanding who they are as an individual just yet. And maybe you have came across them because of your individual passion for something. And because they don't have that drive yet within themselves, they might try to hinder you because they don't understand where the flame is coming from. Your job is to ignore and continue with that straight vision, that narrow vision, and just kind of come up with like a spiritual defense that whenever time somebody, even at home, just try to get you away from your goals or your dreams, you gotta kind of counteract with something positive mentally, because this is a mental game that we all play, that they don't tell us early on. They make it seem like it's all physical, how we look, our aesthetics, and that's not true. What wins is the person that starts it yet completes it. So because you have something unique going on for you, just keep going at it. They probably can't see what you see in your heart, but that's okay. Just keep working at it. And next thing you know, you'll have a resume and you'll have so much experience. And next thing you know, you'll be like, Simone Biles, dominating you know, with 5 gold medals, 1 silver. What? What is her stats? I mean, she's a beast, you know, but look how many people that even still give her today, like, issues with her edges, you know? Who cares? The fact is that she had a dream and she protected. And maybe she didn't start with that community, but she found her community. And that's what more of us adults need to kind of give to back to the kids as well, is to kind of give them encourage instead of discouraging them because they probably didn't make their dreams come true, you know? You know, we just gotta break the cycle, but never give up on yourself. Hi, I'm Cami Devine. Thank you for tuning in the conversation room with Penn's Lens House. Bye-bye.